Okay, so as most of you know, I'm in a unique position that I have actually been one of those fortunate filmmakers who made an independent film post-COVID, post a writer's strike, and has gotten to experience what it's like actually having a legitimate indie film that I've now gotten on Amazon Prime and Apple TV and all the distributors like that. Just seeing what a unique environment we are today as filmmakers and some of the challenges that we're going to be forced to face in this world that we have now. And as I was doing that, as I was thinking about it, there is one thing that just came up that I considered I just needed to make sure it's prevalent because I made this mistake myself, and that is there is something that you're doing right now that is going to kill, or maybe not kill, but greatly, greatly maim your film, and it's going to happen before you've ever taken a single roll of shots, period. And that is this. If you're out there and if you're doing a film, if you have not started before you've cast, before you've gotten any equipment, before you've done anything, if you are not thinking about what your distribution strategy is, and more importantly, what your distribution costs are, you've already killed your film. And I know that's a little bit harsh. Maybe kill, like I said, that's probably too strong. But it feels that way if you sat there and poured literally years of your life into a project and you get down there and you realize there is no money to promote it. And here's a reality that I've discovered as someone now, trust me, who's been there. And like I said, I've gotten a film. I've won awards on the festival circuit. I've gotten a distribution now on Amazon Prime. It's on Apple TV. It's on Tubi. By the way, go check it out, American Deadbolt. Go watch it for free on Tubi or Amazon Prime and help me out a little bit here. It'd be really helpful. But as someone that's gotten to that point, I'll tell you this right now. The reality is, if you're working with a distributor in today's world, the distributor is really not going to help you market your indie film. That was a big eye-opener for me. I thought we'd get a distributor and they would really help us with the plan. But that is not the case. A distributor nowadays is really gonna help you get access to those platforms like Amazon Prime, like Tubi, like Apple TV, but they still expect you to do all the work of promoting your film. And if you don't have any money to promote your film, well, in a lot of ways, it's DOA because there's nothing to promote. You need to have money and resources just to let people be aware of it. And I know this is a hard thing to hear because this really is about the business side of our industry, but you can't divorce it. That's just an essential part of what we have. And if you're not thinking about that before you roll the first take, you're killing your film before it started. And what I've discovered is we all fall in this trap. I know I fell in this trap, and I'm not shining anyone out there, but if you have a film, let's say you're trying to make a film for, say, $50,000. You need to think about the fact if you want to realistically distribute this, you're going to need to spend almost twice that just promoting it. So let's say you're making a film for $50,000. You raise $50,000, but what you really need is you need $100,000 to promote it. And if you don't have it, this is what I'd suggest, because it is so disheartening to get to the point where you put all this work into something and you don't have the money to let people know it's out there. And there are a lot of other films you're competing with, so that money to promote becomes even more important. If you have a $50,000 film and you've raised $50,000, try and shoot it for 25. That's how important it is. I would say we fall in this trap of thinking we're going to shoot this film and the money is just going to magically appear once it's shot and everyone sees just how great of a project we've made. And that's just not the way it is, guys. I'm sorry. There are lots of great projects. I will say being on the film festival circuit has taught me that. There are a lot of really good film projects out there that no one ever sees because no one ever hears about them. So don't kill your film before it starts. You may have a great project. You may have a great vision. You may have a great cast. Everything about it may be good. But if no one sees it, well, if a tree falls in a forest, does anyone hear it? So make sure you're putting that in there. And I would say make the hard decision at the beginning. If you only raise so much money, you're not going to probably raise more after the project's done. I know we all like to think that is, but it's so hard to raise money in today's world. If you get money in the bank today to film a project, that's your project money for the reality of it. So yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but that's advice I'd wish I'd given myself. We were able to raise the amount of money for my film, and we had just enough and no money left over for distribution, and we put it all into production to make the best production we could. And then we got killed on the back end because we had no way to promote it. And it was really, really painful lesson to learn. But anyway, guys, that's my experience. I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully, if you're out there, if you're working on an indie film project, yes, you can do it nowadays, but you just have to face the reality that that distribution, that ability to rise above the noise is just as critical as getting the great shot and telling that good story. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say with this. Leave me notes and comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.